First and foremost, thank you so much for being here. It means so much to me that you actually sitting here and chatting to me. I appreciate you coming through. It means a lot. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, it's calm, innit?
My first question is, how are you doing? How are you feeling? The year is almost coming to an end. When you kind of look back at it, how are you feeling about the year that we have just come from?
I mean, from the start of the year, I was always having a lot of enthusiasm, like I was
Yeah.
always filled with so much enthusiasm because I knew like what was going to happen towards like the second or the third quarter, yeah. So it was being nervous, but like a good kind of nervous, you feel me? So yeah, enthusiasm, you know what I mean? And then now, from everything that, has happened and is in line to happen, I'm just nothing short of, grateful to God, like it's been him all through, you feel me? But yeah, I am so excited for like the last months of this year because it's not even over. Like I've done so much, but like there's so much to do. Like it's crazy when I think about it.
It is crazy. It is crazy. And you mentioned so many important things that I'd love to touch on. And I think the first thing is just that it's God, man, like, who continues to make things possible. And even when we feel like, things aren't working and things are taking time to manifest, he's, silently working in the background, making sure things happen. And obviously for yourself, you just didn't happen to wake up one day and be where you are now. In terms of your world reaching, the ends of the earth, like literally, like I'm all the way in Australia, bro, and I'm vibing to your music, so you just didn't get here where you are by the snap of a finger. What has it taken? What have you had to do? And what kind of effort and work have you put in to your musical career to be where you are now?
I mean, for one, it has always been knowing that, I'm not 100. Yeah. Like I don't have all of the skill sets. Yeah. But I can be better. And I know like everything I can do, no matter how crazy it gets, I feel like there's a better version of it. I make like the verse today and then tomorrow I'm like, nah, there's a better verse than that. You know what I mean? And that's my biggest motivation. Like I can make the craziest music today and I'm like, yeah, this is the craziest music I've ever made. But tomorrow, like I want to make the craziest music I ever made. You feel me?
Yeah. I feel you.
Always trying to find the best version of myself, like that alone, and knowing that, I trust in God and I trust in just putting in the work. I believe in putting in the work. It's like a process for me. Like for someone who like has always had, like for someone who has always had his own fair share of, insecurities and, being, not so confident, being very short of confidence, I had to grow in, feeling very confident about myself. So growing it just made me realize that, I just have to put in the work and just trust in the work, and then obviously most importantly, like trust in God and then just keep doing my like non-stop, you feel me? And that's just always been the process for me. Like it's never been too deep. The only, crazy side of it is maybe having to overthink, because, that's my biggest demon, you know what I mean? Like, so like, aside from that, bro, like, it's just been that routine, man. Put in the work and then pray.
Yeah, and I've seen it. I've seen you put in the work. But it's incredibly crazy how you mentioned how you've had to overcome like your insecurities. And I think, like you rightfully said, everybody's got their fair share. But you actually have a song on your EP that, is titled Dear Insecurities. And I think for me, that just goes to show how vulnerable you had to be, in that EP, or how vulnerable you've chosen to be in that EP, which is incredible. It really allows the people listening to your music to connect with it. But I was reading one of your interviews that you did, and what you mentioned was you're actually an introvert. So how does it work now that you're an introvert, but you go so deep in being vulnerable in your EP? How do you overcome that, and how do you work around being an introvert, but also being in the music industry where it requires you to be vulnerable for you to connect with your fans? How do you do that?
Like, for me, like, it's not completely figured out, to be honest. Like, one thing
Yeah.
I pretty much just know is, like, I, how would I put this? Yeah, I always, I always feel like, you know, music for me was never one thing that I would do in, if in my spare time. It wasn't a spare
Mm-hmm.
time kind of activity for me. Obviously, like, it wasn't like a everyday, like, you know, go to church and make music and all of that. Nah, I wasn't in any choir or any band or anything like that.
Yeah.
I didn't even grow up with parents who like were music enthusiasts. I mean, I had a father who loved Fuji, but like he wasn't enthusiastic about music in it. So
Mm.
for me, making music was my best way to just explain some kind of things. The way I felt, the best way I would probably explain how I felt, was through my music, you feel me? And, to be honest, like being an introvert for me was mainly because I was always in different places. Like I never had the chance to like probably settle down, you know what I mean? And I never really had a chance
Mm.
to like make, you know, friends and, long-term friends. I mean, I have a couple of them, but like it was always crazy having to move to different parts of Nigeria, you feel me?
Yeah. Yeah.
But like being in that state of mind where there's so many things going through your head, and the best way for you to explain them, of the best way for you to tell them, of the best way for you to let people see things from your point of view is to probably just write things down,
Mm. Mm.
and for me, like, that's how I used like my music, you feel me? So when it comes to like me making music, I love to have fun with my music. Yeah, it's never
Mhm.
overly too deep, but like I never write music without taking like a strand of me, or let's taking like a side of me and just putting it in what I've been
Yeah.
told, what I've seen. I always put like a strand of myself in my music, like always, always, always. Never ever make music without, no matter what I'm singing about.
Mm.
If it's not, it has to have at least like maybe 4 lines or like 3 lines that is directly coming off from something that I either saw, heard, or went through or was told. You feel me?
Mm. Yeah, I feel you, and I think I can definitely say I've felt that in your EP. No joke, bro. Like I think I listen to your EP once every day. No joke. Since I've started listening to it, I think it's been about maybe 2 or 3 weeks since I bumped into your music, and it's
Yeah,
wild. It's just crazy how much it's so easy to connect to, relate to, and move me, so I've
yeah,
seen it, and I appreciate your vulnerability, and I can guarantee you that a lot of the people that are listening to your music, they might not get a chance to say it or actually speak to you, but I can definitely guarantee that, they appreciate your vulnerability as well. So I can say that it's not going to waste, everything you've learned, everything you've experienced, and then you sharing it through your music is actually impacting a ton of people. So I think I'm just going to go out and say thank you, for what you're doing. It's not easy, and we definitely, appreciate it. But you spoke a little bit about your childhood as well. And I think I'm very curious to know what your childhood was like. And was music always the dream, like growing up? If you weren't doing music today, what would you most likely be doing career wise? Or this has always been the plan for you?
but to be honest, like music was never like it was usually, to be honest, it became a dream like years ago. Like I didn't
Yeah.
start feeling like, oh, I want to be. I didn't. There was no band. Like it was not childhood dream. None of that. I can't. I would like to just say that and just make the story much more beautiful. But like,
Mm.
but I'm just I never was one to be like, oh, I want to be an artist from like 5 and be drumming and all of that. Nah, man. Like,
Not one of
bro,
them
like
ones.
at some point, like I think I
Yeah.
love soccer a lot. Like, I think maybe one of my first dreams was to be a really like to have like a Ballon d'Or or something like just be really good at soccer.
No ways, bro.
And then at some point in time too, it was to be a really good scientist. Another time, I wanted to go be serious about going to the moon. I
Yeah.
wanted to also be one of the first guys to maybe discover a gemstone that hasn't been discovered, so it can be named
Oh,
after me. You feel me? Like I had crazy,
damn.
but like being an artist, just happened. Like I just always would just write, my
Yeah,
songs, and
yeah,
then I started seeing, I could make this a thing, and I'll be so surprised where this can take me, and then, you know, these dreams started happening. I had to learn how to
yeah,
sing, because I mean, all I knew how to do was to write rhymes. You feel me? So I
yeah.
started off as a rapper, and then I started singing off at first. It was a bit cranky. You feel me? But like I just learned, how to just make sure, just sound good and all of that, and then, we're here now.
We're definitely gonna get into a little bit about your sound because I've seen some crazy things on the internet. But just like for interest's sake, for interest's sake, now that you mentioned the Ballon d'Or, this is a very free form podcast, and it's like we definitely just like to talk about everything and always be calm and relaxed. How do you feel about Benzema winning the Ballon d'Or this year?
I mean, like, for me, like, it was it was maybe an unspoken, decision. Like everyone knew
Yeah,
that he
yeah.
was, but like I would, but like take the Champions League away. I think Mane had a good chance. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Oh,
mm.
Mane just, I think if Mane had probably won the Premier League or like maybe something else, he would be worthy enough to have actually won it. I think he was good. I think Mane had a good season, but hands down, I think this is one of the easiest decisions last year. Giving it to
Yeah, I
Benzema.
mean, he had a phenomenal season. He had a phenomenal season. And then just to wrap up the soccer chats, who's your favorite pick for the Champions League this season?
Cristiano Ronaldo is the greatest player of all time.
He's having some problems there at Manchester United, eh?
United, because I'm
Hey, hey.
a Manchester United fan. I hate Manchester United so bad. I'm a Chelsea fan, but
Yeah.
like I became a fan of Ronaldo almost before anyone. Like
Mm.
like Ronaldo is the best athlete. Like he's just something else. He's a phenom. And
And
all of
then
this
I think,
is like, mark my words, like all of this will change. Like I'm not happy, but like I'm not even bothered. I know like by the end of the year, like or by the start of next year, all of this critics and all of that he's going through and all of that, all of them will come back, being feeling ashamed because he's gonna bounce back, so I'm not bothered.
and the greatest always bounce back. The greatest full time, they always bounce back. And I appreciate how you're viewing him, but because it's very easy for people to quickly write off someone because of what they've done. And unfortunately for him, his life is constantly on the spotlight, right? Like light is
Yeah.
constantly shining on his life. Any little thing he does is blasted like 10,000 times. Okay. So now
Yeah.
my question is for you personally, you are in that same position now. You are growing phenomenally, like exceptionally well, since you dropped your last EP, since your time at NuTrybe. And then like, how do you feel now about having your life constantly under the microscope with everybody watching your every move? Like, how does that make you feel?
To be honest, like I never changed one beat. Like I think the only thing that probably the only way I was probably affected was probably stepping out, you know. But like even at that, like I'm never want to just walk out. Like I don't like coming out, I prefer to just be indoors. Like so, like I don't really think I've been affected. You know what I mean? Like in a weird way. Like bro, like it didn't change nothing. It didn't change nothing. Like maybe I just know like, okay, there are some things that I can't really tweet no more, or like say, or like, tweet in some sense. But like even at
Yeah.
that, so like still didn't stop me. Like I'm always the one to just say, what I want to say. So
Yeah.
like I don't know, man. I feel like maybe it just helped. It just tailored some. I had to like tailor some, you know, habits a little bit.
Mm,
I can't.
mm,
I wouldn't lie about that. I had to just tailor off some, stretches and all that, some sides to me. Like
mm.
just know, like, look, people need to, you know, see that, you're constantly working on yourself, and
Yeah.
now that you're bigger, you have to be a better person, not just for people, but also for yourself, most importantly, you feel me? So
Yeah.
yeah, maybe I had to cut some, old skin.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I appreciate your honesty. It's not easy to, come on to a public platform and say things like that. But you've
Yeah.
taken responsibility and you're making an effort, which is really dope. And I'm just thinking now that, I think for a long time, at least from the country that I come from, which is Zimbabwe, we had, been listening to a lot of, American and European music for like a really long time. Growing up, that's all we listened to. But
Yeah.
of late, I've seen, African music take the world by storm. Like it's insane how European and American artists are starting to copy, our Afro style. And how do you feel about the Afro industry right now, Afrobeat industry, where it's currently at and where it's going? Are you excited and what are you sort of expecting for the industry in general?
I mean, for me, like, I'm very excited,
Mm,
I'm very excited. I feel like now for me, like, we have it easy because, to be
mm,
honest,
mm.
compared to like the, legends and, the band, the Tubaba, the P Square, and how much they had to, work to get that international recognition, So I
Mm,
know how it was, so like, I feel like all of their hard work is paying off now. You
yeah,
feel
yeah,
me?
yeah,
And now, like, my music is really international, and I can't say it's not due to like what it's like the hard work they had to put in, for
yeah, yeah,
them. You know? So like for me, I'm excited for what's to come because it just means more people get to relate to what I say. More people get to
mm,
understand completely. More people get to see things from my eyes and see my music from, how it is in my mind, like it just
yeah,
means, it's a vast majority of people, I never saw Afrobeat as music for a particular color or for a particular,
100%, bro. Let's
me.
go.
I always,
Yeah,
always said my music as, just me just saying my mind and people who are like in tune with it, they with it and that's calm still in it.
yeah. And I mean, you've done well to make your music so relatable and for everyone. And I think as soon as I bumped into your music, bumped into your EP, I was constantly pushing it out to everybody I know. And a lot of people were relating you to a lot of different artists. They were like, yo, this guy's sound is so unique. It's like a mash of this and that. Like they weren't saying you're like one specific artist, but they kept saying you're like a blend of different artists. And it was crazy because then when I ended up, on the internet, looking at some of your interviews, a bunch of people are like, oh, he sounds like a mashup of Drake, The Weeknd, and One Day Call. I'm like, sheesh. And it's crazy, the names they're putting you up against. It's actually pretty amazing. A lot of people I sent it to, like his harmonies are, they could easily relate to them to those of Tim's. I'm like, shucks, this guy is really good and people really think he's good. And how do you feel about that, people seeing you or hearing you and, relating you to sounds of, people who've really done it well, I guess, in this industry, in the music industry.
Sorry, I didn't get that last part.
Like, how does it make you feel to have people relate you to people who've done, incredible things in the industry, Drake, The Weeknd, One Day Call,
Yeah,
harmonies like
yeah.
Tim's, it's crazy.
I mean, like, I feel for people to say like they sound like me, like, it's a good feeling, but like
Mm,
I've always I always feel like I sound unique. I feel like maybe
exactly. I was hoping you'd say that, bro. Yeah, I like that.
one thing is maybe because most of these people they might call like I actually grew up listening to them. Like if they say, "Oh, he has a blender one," they call to him, or he has
Mm,
a blender Tariq Ocean to him. Maybe I'll be like, "Yeah, that's because I grew up listening to these people in it." But like,
mm.
you know, but like, and if they say maybe like, "Oh, this guy, has some Thames in him," I'll just be like, I mean, I feel like she's one of my favorite artists, right now.
Mm,
Like,
mm.
she's like one of the people I listen to the most, you know, in like anytime. You feel me?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
what I usually do. Like, that's what I usually say. But like, in terms of like my chants, my lines, my music, my sound, I feel like my craft has to be one of the best pure breeds craft
I
ever,
like that. Yeah, I
like,
like that. And I can relate to it so much. That need for yourself to be different. Because I think at the end of the day, when we look at it, like you said, it's very easy for us now to break into any kind of creative space, to be a musician, to be a producer, to be a photographer, to be, a dancer. Like it's very easy to get access to things like that now. So the market, dare I say, is saturated. There are a lot of Afro beats flooding the market. So your voice, your sound, your presentation and your art has to be different and so that it can
yeah.
stand out, right? So that it can stand out. So my question to you now then is, do you think it's going to be difficult for you to do that? Do you think it's going to be very hard to make a sound that's so different, that's so unique, or you think it's possible and you're on the road to doing that?
Do I think it's possible to,
To make a sound that's so unique and so different, considering the fact that the market's already saturated with this sound, with this Afrobeat genre, making something that's, so far from what we're used to hearing.
I mean, like, I don't believe that, I don't think I have to get intentional about sounding unique. I
Mm,
just make it the way I see it. Like, I'm never really bothered about, oh, you need to sound unique or you need to sound like this. Like, I feel like
yeah,
already, I'm already unique, in my sound. So, like, it's just keep making me music, me
hmm,
music for everybody, so it is music from myself to the whole world. Like, that's how I
I
see
love
it. I
that.
don't,
I love that.
don't see it as trying to, you know, or you have to be unique, Nah, man. I feel like if I keep making music that is me, that's unique because there's only one Tariq. You feel me?
There's only one Tariq. There'll always be one Tariq.
Yeah.
I love that. Your answer's so pure, bro. um, you know, your answer's so pure. I love it. It's effortless. Sometimes like you're saying, you mentioned way in the beginning about overthinking and wanting to do too much.
Yeah.
Life is a cruise, bro. Like you need to cruise through life. Otherwise you don't end up enjoying it. I think, I'm learning a lot from you actually from your answer. I think I'm just thinking, sometimes, and I'm not saying putting effort into things is wrong or working hard is wrong, but sometimes we want to reach this pinnacle or overdo certain things that we end up missing the moment and actually enjoying the moment that we're currently in. So I appreciate you sharing that. Actually, it's very deep. It's very cool, calm and collected. And I appreciate that. But I think we mentioned how, people are likening you to certain sounds or certain people. And my question is, are there any specific artists that you'd love to work with?
I mean, for sure, it's Sharon. You know,
Yeah.
Sharon without a doubt. It's Sharon. Uh, Frank Ocean. You know,
Why Ed? Why Ed Sheeran? Let's hear that.
cause I mean, I wouldn't say like I copied him to the finest lines, but like I really admire Sharon a lot, especially
Mm,
with how much work I know he had to put in. And, like, he is one of those guys I feel like are just really good storytellers. And
yeah.
I know the work him and his team put into, like, all of that, is crazy. And having to just be in the session with him to just feel how it would feel like to just create music is gonna be crazy, Definitely Frank Ocean, because almost the same reason why. I
Yeah.
think for sure. I would say Becky G. I think she's really pretty. Yeah,
Bro,
I
you
think she's
funny,
really
bro.
pretty. I, I,
I
I
love
really
that. I
don't.
love that.
So she's so talented, like she sounds really beautiful, and I think I'm a big fan. Yeah, but I think she's
Mm.
really pretty. I might try to focus on the music, but I can't lie. I'll probably stare at her
Bro,
inbox too.
you've been like, she's very pretty like 10 times already.
Yeah, so like I might just
I
stare
love
at her a
that.
lot. But like,
Yeah.
but yeah, I like to make music with Becky G. You know, I also feel like Uncle Waffles, from South Africa,
Ooh, let's go, bro. Yes, sir. Yeah, she's
I
mom.
met
She's dope.
and she was in Nigeria like a couple of weeks back at,
You met
uh,
her. Bro, what you saying,
yeah,
bro?
nah, yeah, for real. Like, I never, like, she was playing, so like, and I had to leave immediately, so we couldn't speak, but like, and she was playing at, what's it called? So, it's called something Mondays. I can't
Yeah.
remember. Monday. Yeah. Obi's house. Yeah, it happens every Monday. Obi's house happens every Monday, and she was just at Hard Rock Cafe, and she was playing, and I was just watching her, and I was like, damn, she's really good, and
Mm.
she's just really talented. You don't take. I just really like working with people that are just straight out talented. You know what I mean? And so Waffles for sure. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Babes Odumo too. Like, I think Babes Odumo too is
Yeah.
good. Without a doubt.
You're really in tune with your South African sound, yeah?
Yeah, I'm a
You like
big
house
fan of that.
music? Yeah, I
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
that. I see that.
So I don't. I wish I could make a lot of pop, but like I'm more of an Afro soul guy. So if I'm not making Afro
Mm-hmm.
soul music, I think I really did want to just do, house. Like,
I'm
yeah,
a
because
piano's mom, bro.
I love pop though. Like, I
Oh,
love a lot though. Like, no, not taking. I love pop, but like I'm an Afro soul guy. So like if I'm not I call it neo Afro though. But like if I'm not
yeah.
making neo
Okay.
Afro, yeah. Like if I'm not making neo Afro, I like house music. I love
Mm-hmm.
house music. So, you know, all of them, I like Nikita too, but Nikita don't make house music. She makes like neo Afro. I'm trying to
Yeah,
call
it's
people
new
that
Afro.
are like probably different from me,
Mm.
Base
I
like
like
home
that. And I
base. Like,
think,
I didn't call anyone home base because I don't think there's anybody home base I don't want to work with, aside from, some
so it's a
guys that
given. It's a given. It just has
like
to happen.
aside from some guys that, like they saw me and I saw them and we gave ourselves the eyes like don't talk to me. Yeah, yeah, aside from that. Yeah, aside from that,
Yeah.
like there's nobody I don't home base. Like I love yeah, I'm down to work, To be honest, like my creative process is really personal. I'm not the one to I don't really like a lot of people in the room when I'm making
Mm-hmm.
music. I
Mm-hmm.
like being by myself. I love to record at night, but right now I'm just open, like let me actually come outside some more and just see how, these people recording process is, you feel me? Like,
Yeah, bro. That's
well, I'm
that's
just
the
coming
part of
outside, you know what I mean?
it.
Like I'm coming outside some more, That's why I like this
it
being an introvert is like the hardest ever because, no one's gonna, I keep playing music from my room and my room ain't giving me money. So like, like yeah, like
That's true, bro. Your roommate
that's
giving you money, bro. Sheesh. That's straight.
yeah, like if you keep playing music from your room, like your room ain't gonna give you money, you know what I mean? So like that's what, and I just took it, So I'm trying my best to just maybe just come outside. Most times I feel extremely uncomfortable,
Mm,
like
mm, mm,
or sometimes maybe I try to just chill and regulate my breathing and all of that, but
mm.
it's
Shucks.
calm. Yeah, it's calm. Like still, like I'm not gonna stop. I didn't come out to make music for just me and my family. I came to make sure everyone in the whole world, listen and understand things from my eyes. And, that's it.
Let me tell you what, it's working. It's working. You're doing a great job so far. And shout out to your manager as well. So shout out to your team for what they've been doing, behind the scenes, because I think a lot of the times we see the man in front. We see you, the main act, and we really forget that there's a massive team behind the scenes working, There's your family that's constantly supporting you. There's your manager that's constantly working. So, I mean, shout out to them 100%. They, deserve as much credit, as yourself.
I mean, like above everything, one thing, that I feel like they've done is to probably keep me, in check, my family. They're the ones to keep me in check, because most times, bro, like, I just feel like, man, isn't it too much, like, too much work? I want to sleep.
Yeah, bro.
Don't open the curtains, like, just let me sleep,
Yeah.
And, my manager is like always, man, always on the work, like always on the road 247, trying to, create something. Then I get calls like, yo, this is happening. Like, we have to go for this. This is happening. Like, I have like a producer. I have, an A&R and, my A&R, my producer, my manager, and my family, these guys, they're like the ones who like, and then I have a team, a couple of, close friends, that, always like wanting to know what's the next big thing for Tariq to do. And, I still call them my family. I don't call them friends. So like, I just put them, in the same bracket as my family.
Bracket.
Yeah. To be honest, I've spent almost the whole year with them. So like, we're all family now, and then my manager, my producer, and, my A&R. Yeah. So.
No, they're absolute legends, man. Like, I respect them. I don't know them, but I respect them because I know it's not a one man show, and it's something that's not easy. And they're definitely like pulling strings behind the scenes where we can't see, and making things happen for you. And we appreciate, them for that so much. But yeah, it's been an incredible year for you. That goes without saying. But before this year, you were, in NuTrybe, going through the academy. And what was that experience like for you? What was it like to kind of have to hold your music back for a while and then finally be able to like do this EP and then just, burst out and release it? What was that feeling like? So what was the process like of being in the academy? And then what was the feeling like of being able to then release music?
I mean, like, it was never a feeling of, you have to hold your music. It was more like you just have to keep recording, and then when we get to, you just have to keep recording. And aside from the music side, like, there are other sides to it that, they just had to make me see things from different sides, because, I think I'm such a huge talent, so like, but like, at the end of the day, like I was saying earlier, like, there was just some, old skins, or like maybe some cloth, that was just some overused, some unnecessary material that I just had to cut off, so, or some things I had to like master, just see things from these sides, or like do this like in this way, in this manner, just to cultivate the whole idea of being a talent, of being an artist, less of a talent, you know what I mean? And, to be honest, it was a lot of talks too, which I wasn't really interested in. I just wanted to make music. But like, it was fun. It was fun for me because I could see the future, but the present wasn't fun. It was not that it wasn't fun, but it was a lot of, a lot of look, it was calm, Yeah, that's the word to use, isn't it? But it was, because I felt like, look, I know how it's going to be like, but to be honest, like, I still feel like I'm still as raw as I was like last year, because it's just my sound, it's probably just my sound, having to work day and night with like a team of producers and a team of A&Rs that just make me see things from a different light, and just make me have to understand how, like, some of the way this music dynamics work, in terms of, learning things like instruments, learning, production, all of that, which I haven't done still, but like, nonetheless,
You're funny.
It was more like me just waiting, like, yo, I feel you guys, but please let's just put out music. You know what I mean? Like, I just had to understand that, it's a process, and I trust the process. Like I always say, I trust the process.
I can see that. And, even in the way you speak about, the moment is currently like, it was probably like not the best feeling being in that moment of not being able to push out the music, but you could see the future, you knew where you were going and you had that in mind. And that is a huge thing. That's a big thing. I think that everybody needs to take through life in any situation. It doesn't matter what it is that you're doing, that the current situation might suck, but if you don't have the capability to see beyond where you are now and where you're going, then it's going to be very difficult and you might actually not make it. So, your mentality, you've got strong mental strength, and I really want to be able to be like you in thinking, not just in the moment, but thinking beyond that, and I think it also comes back to knowing and realizing what God has already done for us in the past and be like, okay, like if he's done that already, what's stopping him from taking me to where I need to be in the future? And again, like you said, trusting the process, trusting God to just let everything that needs to happen when it needs to happen. So I appreciate you sharing that. That's huge. That's a huge lesson, I think, for me, 100%. But, we spoke about you spoke about how you had dreams to be certain different things growing up, a scientist, winning the Ballon d'Or, and doing all these different things. What's your dream now that you're making music? What's your dream as a musician? What do you hope to achieve? What do you hope to accomplish?
I mean, I have so many dreams, it's endless. Like almost every night there's a new dream. I mean, I could tell you the dream I had last night, but like, ideally, like, I'm turning my dreams to goals, because dreams stay dreams until you make them come true. So I'm trying to turn them to goals.
Yeah. Bro, you're so deep, bro.
If you keep sleeping on your dreams, they just become dreams, So I'm just trying to turn them into goals. So like, I mean, for one of the biggest goals I have is to sell out stadiums both in Asia, in Europe, and obviously in Africa.
Let's go. Come now.
Yeah, if I do those three things, I think I'll be home for 6 months just eating. I'm dead serious, bro. Like,
that's another thing I saw in your interviews, bro. You're like, you like to eat a lot. I'm like, what's this guy eating? What do you like to eat, bro? Like, you mentioned so much about you like your food, yeah? But what do you like to eat?
I don't know. Like, I just love food, bro. Like, I never like to try. I mean, I don't like mayonnaise though. Like, I don't like mayonnaise.
Keep that stuff away from me, bro. Keep mayo away from me. Get that out my face.
As for mayonnaise, I don't think there's anything, anything that has mayo in it, it's a no. But like, aside that, I don't think there's anything that I can't eat. I love to eat a lot. It's just too comfortable, man. I feel good. The energy in the room is good. Me, a large TV, food.
And food.
Oh, bro.
You know what you're doing after your tour, bro. You know how you're relaxing after your tour.
In a tour bus, like, one of the goals I have, like, bro, in a tour bus, seeing, I have over 80K people waiting for me, and, I'm in my tour bus and I'm just eating, when I'm pissed
watching TV.
Yeah, when I'm stressed off, I'm gonna eat, when I'm stressed, I stress eat a lot. When I'm pissed, I love to eat. I don't like to eat that because I don't like to relate. I don't like to relate sadness and food. So I'm not the one to eat when I'm not happy, when I'm sad or anything. But like, if I'm happy, I'm saying, guys, I'm happy. Guess what? Let's go to a restaurant. Yeah, because I'm happy. Like, if I'm pissed, I'm like, man, leave me alone. So I'm going to eat. Like,
that's actually dope. That's actually dope. I mean, it depends. It depends how you look at it. But how I look at it, I think it's really dope because I think a lot of people have not so good ways of dealing with anxiety or dealing with being pissed or dealing with celebrating things. If you're going to food, I think that's a healthy thing to turn to, you know, for dealing with emotions. I don't think it's a bad thing, bro. Like I vibe with it. I definitely vibe with it. I definitely vibe with it. I was also gonna ask, like your album, Son of the Moon, like what inspired that? That project, the song titles, the album title itself, where does it come from and what does it mean to you?
Could you say that again?
I was talking about Son of the Moon, your album, and I was saying, what does that album mean to you? The song titles, you don't have to speak about all of them, of course, but like, what's the meaning of that album title specifically and that project to you? Like, what does it mean to you?
I mean, for one, yeah, Son of the Moon is I call it Son of the Moon only because, you know, I was really in the dark, you know, about a lot of things, you know, when I was making the project. But like I just had it in the back of my mind that, look, nonetheless, I'm still gonna shine. So like,
yeah,
I'm still gonna shine nonetheless. So yeah, I'm the son of the moon. You know, the moon will always shine even when it's all dark. You know what I mean?
that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, and then you know, I feel like the stars only come out at night. You feel me? And I'm the biggest them in it.
Yeah. So
Like that.
Sorry, I cut you off. You can continue.
Yeah, so like that's it. Like I just was really alone in the dark, you know, about a lot of things, you know, about my emotions, you know, emotions. That's where emotions came in, bad intentions, you know, people like emotions for me was having genuine, true feelings for like two different girls, you know, like, and you know, it was so crazy to say, but like I didn't even understand it myself, you know, they just gave me different feelings. They were just completely different kind of people. One was like a complete introvert with me, and the other one always wanted to be outside. And, you know, it was just two different feelings when I was like with them, you know, and I was trying to see how long it can go, but like I ended up losing both because, you know, I had to let one know that, look, this is happening. And, both of them wasn't up for it, you know, so, I mean, I tried to eat my cake and have it. I ended up having nothing, and you know, I felt bad about it, and you know, that's emotions, yeah. And then bad intentions is bad intentions is me singing about having to deal with giving my true self to someone, and she feels like it's false. You're probably coming here to play some games, which is sort of sucks, you know what I mean? But like, I never take it too seriously, you know. I try to not take it too seriously. Truth is, it is serious, you know. Like I can, because when I want something, I tend to want to put everything, you know. If I really like someone, I actually would probably say I'm one who's a sucker for love. I feel like if I want you to know that I really, really want to spend time with you, I will actually show it, you know. I would show up and all of that. So if I put all of that work, go all that way, you know, it's sort of weird that, you know, you will still think I have bad intention, though I'm not serious with it. You know what I mean? Then, you know, signals, on the other hand, is me just being in a particular outing, and then I just, from like the beginning to the end of the night, this girl kept giving me eye signs, like signals. Like me and her, we just kept on stuff like signs, like either it was through cutting eyes or like through walking around or like through smiling or through, you know, just doing things. But like every time I tried to like maybe come close or like not like holler at her and anything like that, you know, it was just nah. And I'm like, well, you were smiling like 5 ago, like why
what's
y'all like
happening?
you're like, yo, you feel me? And then Be Mine is a song for one of the girls I was singing for in Emotions.
Mm.
She has this really cute pink dress that I always saw her to wear, and she also loves to wear oversized t-shirts, and sometimes she
Shucks.
likes to wear mine. So I was just thinking for her, so like, Be Mine is ideally that's the one that has the feature Reassuring and
And
Black
Black
Bones,
Bones.
and
Yeah.
yeah, that one at first didn't have any feature because it wasn't finished. I just felt good about her, that day, and I made the song, and people were listening to it, and then my team just decided, let's just add a feature to this one. But that's the song. It's for one of the girls on Emotions, and then the Insecurities, is me, a letter to myself.
Insecurities is you, bro. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, like that's a letter to myself. You feel me? So there you have it.
Dude, you are actually so real. Like no cap. I can't say it enough that I appreciate your vulnerability, and I think just being here now and being able to hear you explain what these song titles mean, the story behind them. It's literally your
Yeah.
life. You are literally laying down your life and showing us what you've learned from those experiences. And, the craziest thing is it's things that, people face on a daily basis and probably don't know how to deal with or haven't had anyone confident enough to come out, and talk about, but you've done it. You're filling that gap, which is, it's huge, man. It's huge. And I think I've said it before and I said it again. I appreciate what you're doing with your music and I can't wait to see what else you have in store for us, And on that topic of filling that gap and, being a voice for the people, I guess, in a way, how would you like to be remembered? Or do you actually ever think about how people are going to remember Tariq when he leaves the earth? Do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like do. Maybe not too much. To be honest, I'm not sure I care about, how, you know, people, I'm not sure I care about people's perception of me.
Yeah.
I feel like if I should rephrase, your question, it would be like, I'm a lot more concerned about how my family and people that have shown me love, would feel if I die. That's all I'm concerned about, to be
Yeah.
honest. I just want to make sure like my 4 brothers, they feel loved, they're good, they have food to eat, and they see that, I try to do everything within my power to stay true to myself. I try to do everything within my power to have a smile on. And every single time, maybe that looking very hard, and I never, it was almost impossible to have a smile on, like I still,
Shucks.
did everything to make sure like I have a smile on. And that's word to like my mama and word to my father, and also my family, I just want to make sure I'm really concerned about what they think, less concerned about, people that don't know me,
That's so true. Yeah, it's crazy. I appreciate you sharing that, bro. And I think you talk a little bit about your 4 brothers there. Are you the oldest, youngest? Are you in the middle?
Yeah, I'm the oldest.
Shucks. That's a huge responsibility, bro.
I have an elder sister, and then I have 4 brothers. I got one who's like 2 years younger, and then I have twin brothers.
Do you feel pressure? Do you feel pressure being an older brother?
I mean, to be honest, it's good pressure because there are so many bad habits I had to stop because I felt like I could see my brother's seeds, and I never want them to be like that.
Yeah.
I tailored myself a lot because my brothers are like looking up to me, and my brothers. The day I figured out that my brothers copy me to the finest line, I knew I had to step up, and that's because like they copy me to the way I sleep. Like I like to sleep.
Come on,
Serious.
bro.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
If I'm not using a pillow, I like to sleep with like my 2 hands folded beneath my ears, and then I have like one leg, crossed to the other. And one day woke up from the bed, because we all stay in the same room in my family house,
Mhm.
my father's house, like, and they all asleep, and then I just got up, and then I got up, and I know how I like to sleep, yeah, and I saw like two of them, it was just two of them. The last born Kehinde likes to sleep in my mom, like in my mom's room. He's the last born,
Yeah.
the house, you know what I mean? And two of them were like sleeping exactly how I sleep. Like that's how bad it
Mm.
is. Like
Oh,
the way
snap.
like when I started putting my pants down, the one before me, the one after me, like directly after me, started putting his pants down. Like they copy me to the finest line. It's crazy. Like I had to check myself every single time. And
Yeah.
checking myself for me, like I'm checking myself because I know like my brothers are doing exactly what I'm doing. Like down
Mhm.
to like the basics. Like bro, to the smallest of bits. Like every
Wow.
Saturday watch football because that's like my first love. Like bro, like I left the house like and I know like they still watch it every Saturday. Like it's a
That's
ritual now.
crazy.
My
That's
mom don't
so
even
crazy.
yo, my mom don't stress them no more. Like they're all doing the same thing. Like everyone's preparing because once it's 12:30 down to like 5, everyone is just they don't even send them out because they know like they're doing what I'm doing. They just
Yeah,
stuck
yeah,
to
yeah.
when they're done, they like back to their normal lives. Like they didn't just act like they didn't just do like everything I do. Like because when I'm watching football, like I literally take my phone away, like because and they're acting like oh like and they get so rude sometimes and it's annoying because and I'm like oh like you're doing everything I used to do like
Y'all didn't even
that's
know, bro. Like I was in your shoes.
crazy. Bro. It's crazy, bro. Like even down to the way I talk, like it's crazy for real.
But
And
it's a
and
beautiful thing to see, though.
yeah, like I mean to be honest, I never spent time with them, so like.
Mm.
I think that's where the pressure comes from, like I never was the one who was settled. Uh, I
Mm.
was, I was born in Benin. I moved to Delta. I moved to Lagos. Then I moved back to Delta. Then I moved back again to Lagos.
You've been around, bro. Sheesh.
That time, I was never with my
Mm.
brother. When I moved to Delta the second time, my brothers were there and they stayed there. They didn't move back to Lagos, and I didn't really spend much time with them and I did not like that, at some point, they came back to Lagos and I spent time with them. The early childhood
Mhm.
when they were, I spent time with them, but like the major age where they were growing up, it was just me and my dad,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
like I
yeah.
spend time with them or even enjoy like, oh, I have brothers and all of that. So, there are a lot of times when I actually felt, alone and all of that, so now that I'm with them, there's a bit of pressure to just make them see like they have a big brother, I never want to overthink it because at the end of the day, I'm still human. And, if I'm
Mm.
human, I can make mistakes and all of that, you know what I mean? And, you know, I don't like to overthink it, yeah, but at the end of the day, like, it's just there. Like, there's just this feeling of, I need these people to know, like, they have a really huge big brother, you know what I mean? And,
Mm. And it's there for
but
them all the time.
they know the big brother, he likes two girls or something like that, yeah. Because they give money, that. Yeah. They got
Oh,
like
snap.
they also know like there's nothing in this world. I don't think there's anything in this world I will do to make sure they have a smile on their face.
Wow.
So
Come on, bro. Sheesh.
it's
You're a
I
real
mean,
one, man. You're a real one. You're a real one. And you say it so calmly, bro. You're one of the most calm people I've had on the podcast. Yeah, your voice never goes high. It's just always low, always calm. I like your energy, man. I vibe with your energy. It's so much like your music. And I appreciate that. I think, just off of what you've said now, it takes a really big man to be able to see that, I've got people looking up to me, I've got people imitating what I'm doing. And if I don't, switch up, if I don't shed some skin, and lead by example, it's not going to just hurt me, but it's going to hurt them as well. And
yeah,
I think that speaks a lot to your character. And even though you said like, you're not really concerned about what people think about you, people you don't know, people in the world, the fact is that the following that you're getting now these are people that do look up to you and will probably start imitating you, you know, whatever it is that you
Yeah.
do, whatever it is that you wear, they want to be on that Tariq, you know, wave. So knowing already that your mindset is of setting the best example, I feel like your fans are in capable hands, they're in safe hands. And I just like applaud the way you think and the way you move, the way you carry yourself. And I just, you know, encourage you to keep on that trend, you know, as you progress and as your career escalates, because I have no doubt that you're going to be great. I have no doubt that you're going to sell out shows, and I have no doubt that you're going to get a tour bus with a big TV. It's all going to happen. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. And I think we love your music and we enjoy it, obviously. But like for you personally, what have you enjoyed most out of this process? What have you enjoyed most about being a musician, about recording and releasing music? What's your highlight?
There are two. One, I love to perform. I love to perform
Really?
music.
You like live? You like to do it live?
Yeah, I love performing people. I love it. I never take, like, that's it for me. I really like that. And then, this is like the major one. So there's this feeling I get when a song, and I don't get it a lot of times. I mean, I get it a lot of times, every time, but like, the main time it happens is when like I make a song that is extremely about me. Like most times I just like make music and just take out like 2 or 3 sides of myself and just put it in and then tell stories in the rest. Yeah. But like, for example, emotions, you know, when I made emotions, like that feeling of, man, the people I'm singing about are going to hear this.
They're going to hear it. Yeah.
And then thinking about them, there's this good cringe that I'm like, like, yo, they're going to hear it. Like, it's crazy. Trust me. Like, when emotions came out, I was so happy seeing the buzz and all of that and everything on social media. But like, a huge side of my mind was like,
oh snap!
When is this?
That just happened.
like when you're gonna text me, like,
bro.
At least this one should text me and be like, okay, let's talk. Because they're like, it's crazy. It's a crazy feeling, bro. Like when I made emotions, I was like, man, these people are gonna hear it. Like not just emotions. I think be mine too, because she will know the pink dress I'm talking about. She will know like the t-shirt. Signals too, but I don't know if Signals, like, she's gonna take it personal, you know. I don't know, because it was just a one outing kind of thing. I never really saw her again, but maybe like she didn't really put it down, you know. Like, and then you know, Bad Intentions too, like, and also like the songs I'm making now, like there are some songs that when I say these lines, I'm like, when this person actually hears, like, how's the person gonna feel?
Gonna take like, it, bro. Oh snap!
Coming from you, it was you I was speaking to, all of that. You know, it's a really good feeling. I love the fact that, you know, I really connect to my music above everyone else, you know. It's calm, innit?
It's beautiful. It's very calm, innit? I love how you say innit. The vibe, it's a vibe. It's such a vibe, bro. It's such a vibe. But yeah, I think I love hearing you talk about how you feel about your music when it drops, because now I know that it's not just us feeling things, it's you as well. You're not just, you know, gaining energy from our reaction and, you know, the millions of views, the millions of streams. It's how you feel about hearing it again. You know, like it puts you on the edge and it keeps you pumped up, keeps your blood flowing, which is really nice, bro. You stay connected to your art. And I think when all is said and done, when I really look at it, when all is said and done, if you are happy about your work, nothing else matters. You know, if you are satisfied and if your music makes you feel this way, it brings so much life into you, how everybody else reacts to it is not, it amounts to nothing, you know? So if you're happy, the rest is like a bonus, at least the way I look at it. So I'm glad that you're finding so much peace, so much joy, so much life, so much adrenaline pumping, you know, from your work. And I just hope that, it stays on that trajectory. And I know I've taken so much of your time at this point. I'm about to wrap it up, and I've just got one more question, and then we're going to play a short little game at the end. But I just want to say thank you, Tariq, bro. Like, this has been enlightening. This has been enlightening. And I can't wait to see what you have in store for us. Honestly, I would have asked, but I know it's nothing but greatness. I just need to be patient. We all just need to be patient and wait for your next couple projects to pour out. But my last question would be, I don't know, maybe what has been your greatest lesson? I would have said in life, like just going through life. What do you think is the one thing that you hold dear to your heart in terms of what you've learned through everything you've been through?
A couple, but like, and these lessons, like, I always love to have myself, see every day. So what I do is I have on my iPhone, I, have all of them written down as reminders in different times, of the day. So every single application that shows like them,
Wow.
And I keep, so these lessons, like, they're lessons, but at the end of the day, like, I'm still trying to make sure, like, I don't forget these lessons, and I always, keep doing it. You know what I mean? A couple of them, like, I think the major one is be slow to speak. Be slow to speak. Be slow to anger, but be quick to listen.
That's huge, bro.
There is do it and then, say sorry later. Just do it first. Keep your day ones the closest, and in the end, if your family is happy, then, you did good, innit?
Bro, that's emotional, bro. You're gonna make me cry, bro. Damn, bro. You came to the heart, bro. Yeah.
That's it.
I like that.
I have to start going through like the reminders. They all come in different times, 11 a.m., 10 p.m., all of that, but yeah, that's a couple of them.
You see, I need to borrow that. I need to borrow that tactic, just to constantly, but I think because it's very easy to get wrapped up in everything else that goes on in life. Like you said, we all have a fair share of insecurities, we all have a fair share of things that we're dealing with. And if we don't constantly remind ourselves of the good things, that are going on, or the good things that we're working towards, like, making sure our family is smiling. It can be easy. It's very easy to fall off the rails, and not make it to the end. But I like your, I don't know, we could call it a ritual, we could call it your habit of these reminders that constantly come through. I think I'm going to adopt that. I'm actually going to steal that. And I think for the rest of my life, I'm going to be like, I got this from Tariq, bro, straight up. This one's a legend. I think it's really dope. And I think the one that stands out to me the most is the first one you said about being, slow to speak,
slow to anger and be quick.
Yeah, dude, that's huge. I'm just thinking now, if the whole world adopted that, hey, how nice life would be, right? That's like, that's just like the epitome of like just all abounding love. But yeah, I think again, I've learned so much from you, bro. This has been so enlightening. I obviously have a ton more questions I could have asked, but I want to keep this in a reasonable amount of time. You're probably a busy man with a lot of things to do. So we're just going to wrap it up quick. I appreciate it. We're going to play a quick game that I like to play with all my guests. It's called Would You Rather. It's just light questions right at the end that I ask you just to see how you would react in a specific situation, or what you would choose to do or put into a specific situation. If you're ready, I just have 5 questions.
All right, let's do it.
All right, straight. So the first one is, would you rather have a completely automated home or a self-driving car?
I mean, a self-driving car, innit? Like, my home.
Why would you go for that one?
Because sometimes, you've been in Lagos, innit? Like, you never been to Lagos. You never know how crazy this traffic go. Like,
is
you
it
could
mad?
be on the road.
Is the traffic there mad?
4 hours, bro. You could be on the road for 4 hours, bro. A completely automatic home can't do much, because I never really do much. What I do in my home,
you just watch TV and eat food.
Yeah, like, I love to watch TV a lot. So are they gonna control the remote for me? Nah, like, I'll do that myself. music. Are they gonna help me record myself? No.
No, you
You
do
know,
that by yourself.
I
Yeah.
love to cook. I love to. I mean, I don't know how to cook, but if I knew how to cook, I mean, I will. But I have. Yeah, all of my girlfriends always know how to cook. Although I don't have, but like every girl like I've ever fallen in love with, always cooks.
Snap. All right.
But like,
I'm just for interest sake, for interest
I'm
sake.
gonna help. No, so and they're definitely not gonna help me eat. So come on.
So you're gonna go for the self-driving car, but for interest sake, bro, Tariq, if you were left at home, bro, if you were left at home for like a week, and what would you cook? What would you make to eat? And you can't order in, but you're left at home for like a week. You're by yourself.
And I have
What
everything
would
I
you
need.
cook? What would you make? What would
And
you
I have
have?
everything. Look, I love
Oh,
I love some boiled yams and omelets. I
oh,
love I love boiled ripe plantains and vegetables. I love porridge. I love sweet potatoes and
oh
ketchup.
my
I,
days, bro.
I love I love amala. I love amala so much. I love amala and ewedu so much. It's a traditional food over here.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm gonna have
I
to do
love
research on what that is.
I love meat. I love steak. I love chicken. I love turkey. I love ribs a lot. Ribs
Bro,
and deep in
you're naming
barbecue.
every single food in existence. Do you know? You're naming every.
I love it. So like most of the time, I just have to just do all of that. There'll be a lot of things I can eat. Can't
Oh, snap.
yeah.
We love
So
to see it, bro. Food does make people happy. Food makes the world go. Food is the fuel of the body, bro. It's essential. So we're on the right path. We're definitely on the right
like
path.
the spirit is crazy. I can eat so much food and still not feel good.
You also mentioned, just for interest sake, again, so many interest sake going on here, but you said you like to watch TV a lot. Like, what do you watch? What's like, besides sport, of course, what's your favorite
Yeah,
TV show of all time?
Friends.
Oh, that's a classic, bro.
Yeah,
That is a classic.
like
That is a classic.
that episode on Friends. I'm a Joy Tribbiani guy. I love Joy Tribbiani.
Ah, I see, I see, I see. Straight up. Straight
Yeah,
up.
I love
All right.
yeah.
Sorry, I keep asking more questions when I still have 4 more to go here. Okay. The next question is, would you rather be an amazing painter or a brilliant mathematician?
An amazing painter.
Yeah, bro. Cause where are you going to use math, bro? Like, what
I
do you
mean,
need
yeah,
math for?
not fun, but like I think I'll say an amazing painter because man, art is just beautiful. Art is,
Mm,
what I mean? There's nothing that really expresses life more than art, and people have their own ways to show art. I show my own side of art through making music.
through music,
People
yeah.
show their own art through, acting it out. Some people, have to paint, but painting itself is it's too beautiful, you know.
Oh, I love that. I love your answer. I also love paintings. I love art in general. And like you're saying, there's no better way to express life and emotion, except through art. Like it's such a pure form of
Everything
expression.
you're doing is like you're painting a picture, every single thing you're doing. If you're making
Mm,
music, I'm making music, I'm trying to paint a picture of how I feel or how, or what I'm going through people's head. If you're acting, you're trying to paint a picture of something that happened, but it's a moving picture.
you
Every
paint a
single thing.
poem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
every single thing you do, you're trying to paint a picture. When you meet someone for the first time and you like the person, you're trying to paint a good picture of a guy that you feel like this particular girl with, or a good picture of your
Yeah.
best day. Every situation is you painting a picture. If you actually understand how huge painting is, it's just your mind will be
It's
blown.
huge. No, you're blowing my mind right now, bro. You're literally blowing my mind right now. I love that. Okay. So you definitely go for an amazing painter. The next one is, would you rather never get another cold. So you're never going to have a flu ever again, or never be stuck in traffic ever again.
Never have a cold again. I just had a cold like days ago. No,
It was terrible.
I hate it. Bro, I'll
But I
never
thought you
have a
said the
cold.
traffic in your city is the worst, bro.
Bro, I'm never gonna be around though. Like, I'm gonna be traveling out a lot. I don't care. Like, I don't even go out. So, like, I just don't want to go in. I have a headache right now. Like, I just got
Oh,
from
shucks, bro.
was all last night. Don't even get to me about cold right now, bro.
So you know what? It even means so much more now that you're here and you're not feeling well. You're such a legend, dude. You're such a legend. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. No ways. Okay. So the next one, I've got two more. This one is, would you rather only communicate via phone or video call? So you can only phone someone or video call them, or only text or email. So it's either you're just typing via text and email, or you're only communicating via calling someone or video calling someone.
I suck at texting.
So you'd rather phone call. Every form of communication that you're ever gonna have. You can't send emails, bro. You have to call the person.
Sometimes when my last relationship, you know, there are times when I don't even want to do anything. I just want to hear her voice. So,
what a legend. This guy is definitely a romantic. Let's go, bro. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, I dig that. I dig that.
I'm sure, like, I'm not texting because I want to just know what you're doing. I just want to hear her voice. So, and there are times when I just want to hear my mama's voice, you know. And sometimes, like, when I call my mama, like, I can hear, like, the background noise and those guys just causing a havoc, you know. And I like that, you know. I can't take away that, you know. Wow. So, yeah, call it, definitely.
Shucks, bro. You're hitting my heart, bro. You're hitting my heart hard, bro. You're a legend. You're an actual legend. Okay, I've got one more. It's been dope, but I've got one more. And that's, would you rather be fantastic at riding horses, or be an amazing dirt bike rider? So ride motorcycles like extremely well, or ride horses extremely well?
Motorcycles.
Why motorcycles, bro? That stuff's dangerous.
Yeah, but you just said I would know how to ride it really well, so it means I would never be in danger, innit?
Oh, snap! Quick thinking on your feet. I like that. I like that. I like that. You wouldn't want to ride a horse, bro.
Nah,
that's an
bro.
elegant animal.
Yeah, like they're good, you know, it's nice, but like, nah, man. The fact that I keep bouncing and bouncing and bouncing and every single time, nah, bro. I just want to keep moving and vibrating, but like I'm moving straight, but like
I'm dying. You're killing me, bro. Oh, snap, Tariq, man. You're a legend. You're an absolute legend. I knew you were a vibe, but I think it's always different when you get to actually speak to someone, get to connect with them, get to hear them speak and open up. And I appreciate your vulnerability. This has definitely been a mega chat in terms of the podcast. I can't wait to release it and, you know, have the whole world get a little bit piece of Tariq behind the scenes, you know. It's been great. Thank you so much for being here. It's been fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Thanks for having me, innit?
100%.
Thank you.
I'll definitely stay in chat, in contact. I'll let you know when I've dropped it, and can't wait to see what you have in store, bro. It's been fun.
All right. Cheers, bro.
Thank you so much. Blessed.